Sir, welcome, and tell us why you wanted to get involved in teaching in the first place.
Okay, so that I will go back from the age of 11. I was staying with my aunt, who is now an HM at Nova Secondary. Um, well, growing up, I always wanted to be a mentor for the younger ones in my family. I've been there as a normal teacher, teaching them. Still, I was yet still in secondary school, going and coming, being a part of voluntary and also involuntary groups. I taught steel pan in my church. I taught drumming in my church. Then I ended up starting teaching steel pan in 42. That is a village called Seafield in Berbice. Also a number 8 secondary school. The HM can confess to that. Moving on to that, after I finished school, I then left to teach at a primary lesson that is Brasilio, the Club Association. That is a lesson located right in my village. I started teaching grade 1s, 2, and 3. Thereof, I then wanted to pursue training as a trained teacher at the Surrey Potter College of Education, which I am now in the college. I have noticed that teaching is something that I've kind of got to like because
You have a passion for teaching, it seems so.
yes, I have a passion for teaching, and also, well, I would say my philosophy is to become a trained teacher, a teacher that looks out for students. I'm a person like that. If there is anything, the students at my school, they can confess to that. If they need anything, whether it's financially, anything they need, they can come out to me, they can reach out to me, they can say that. As for me, I find teaching as something that I love, and I don't find myself in any other career feeling comfortable, doing anything. I do what I love. Teaching is me.
Tell us about the day in question. What happened on that day in the classroom that, as we heard, perhaps led to the headmistress' office, and then what transpired outside of the school? Maybe if we have the sequence of events incorrectly, you may correct us. But talk to us about that day.
Okay, very well. So on that day, I was in my second form class, which is a grade 8 class. I was at the 5th and 6th period. I was doing revision with my students. So while doing it, I was amazed to the expletive that came from the Roy mouth. I was talking to the students, telling them that, we have tests on Friday. The Friday gone there. And then I was like, why you don't shut the...
This is the student you had the altercation with.
Yes.
You're teaching a second form class, but he isn't in second form.
No, he's a 4th form student.
Mm-hmm. So how did you come into contact with him?
He was standing behind my class, he and 6 others. So
6 other students?
Yes. Mind you, at the time he had a teacher in his class. He didn't go to the class. Anyway, continuing, I then was like, am I friends with this person that said just not to shut the indecent?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, am I friends with this person? And he was like, why you don't carry your mother so and so?
Just like that?
Yes. And I said, you know what? Students stand. I then went through the students. They didn't see when I passed through the students. I went there. There was a ventilation hole there at my class there. I said, then Roy, and I called them by name because I know all of them. I know them by voice and I know them by name because when I first got to Fort Wellington there, I taught the class for 2 weeks.
How long have you been there?
I'm at Fort Wellington Sec there for, I would say, 4 months now.
4 months now.
Yes.
Have you had up to this point, have you had a similar experience with any of the students there?
Well, to be honest with you, the first week when I went there to teach the class, then Roy was one of them. They were doing an assignment. Mind you, the teacher was not in the country and she gave them an assignment. She was supposed to come back the week. So they were doing blood doping. So I have a little knowledge on blood doping because the college I'm doing PE as a major at college here. And I have a little knowledge on blood doping. So I sat there and I started to explain. But the students knowing me now, you know what, if sir is going to show us this, I'm going to think because I need the knowledge. A few of them gathered around me. It was a lot of them. He was the only person sitting at the back. While talking to them, he was the one. He was carrying on, but my first week there, I don't know them by number, I didn't know my face or anything, I didn't know name. I left the class. I said, please excuse me, students. I left and I went to my DHM. My DHM spoke to him. She told him he can't be chewing the teeth and cussing and carrying on.
So he's in this class close to yours on that first occasion, and you
On the
hear
first occasion, he was in the set class.
in the same class, but he was at the back.
But he was at the back. He refused to come to gain knowledge. I don't know.
But he was trying to be loud and so on.
Yes, trying to be loud, disturbing the others. But they were shouting at him, and he was cursing them. He wasn't talking to me.
The students who
Yes.
were with you.
Yes.
Great. So you're in the class a couple of days ago. Himself and some other colleagues, they're in an adjoining class, and they're hurling these remarks to you. He in particular.
What I would say is that he was, talking and he was shouting. So a girl responded to him.
One of the students.
Yes, one of the students responded to him and said, "You can see sir showing me something." He said, "She shut up your mouth, your mother's." This child is.
So again, he was cursing.
That is the first week I was. That is in January. That was in January. So that came and finished. So I tried when my HOD, she was like, you need to go to that class there. They have your subject now. You have to go to them. I said, "Miss, with all due respect, I will not be going back to the class."
This is in January.
Yes.
But on that particular point, to the best of your knowledge, do you know the school ever made contact with his parents concerning that incident?
No.
The school didn't make contact, or you don't know?
DHM, she dealt with it. She talked to him and she sent him back to his class, stating that he cannot disrespect students and teachers while the teachers in the class.
And you don't know the school ever made contact with his parents on that issue?
No, they didn't.
All right. So we come to last week, as you said, he's in the adjoining class with his colleagues, and he in particular is hurling remarks towards you. Take us from there.
I then asked them to go to the HM's office. When I peep and I call them by name and by face because I know them, they ran into a next class, which is Fort Farm, but it's an arts. They're in the technical stream. I then went pretending as though I didn't see them go into the art stream. I went into the tech stream. I asked, because a teacher wasn't there, Miss Singh at the time. I said, "Miss Singh, the students came in here," because I talk loud so that they were the other class can hear. And one of them laughed. It was like, "Sorry, no, you're here." So I then went to the next class. I said, "Then Ryan, others, I need you at the office now." He was the first to come out. "I'm not afraid of nobody. I'm afraid of nobody. I go into the office, nobody can do me anything."
School was in session?
He was in school, yes. He was the first to walk out of the class. He was the first to get to the office. The others were at the back begging me because they were not properly dressed for school. They had on different color socks. They had the wrong belt. Their shirt was too tight. The pants, they could have barely breathed. Anyway, so while they're begging me now, a senior teacher who is, I wouldn't call him by name, he then was like, "Sorry, money you're sharing, man," as a joke. I said, "No. There are some students everywhere with their friend when he started using expletive in the school compound." So I said, "Okay, let them come." The HM dealt with them. She sent them back to their class. She said, "Then Roy, the same student that went home for his uncle, can you remain so that I can have a serious talk with you?" While talking, the others walking back, he started mumbling. So HM was like, "Why are you mumbling? Do you have something to say?" He was like, "Girl, girl, something, something." He said, "Girl, girl, something." So HM was like, "Then why are you talking to me?" And he started rooting his mouth and he started mumbling, still grumbling and carrying. So, sir, the senior teacher, the same sir, he was there. He said, "You can't be talking to the HM like that." And this time he started opening his mouth, being loud. Teachers started to come out of their classes. The HM said, "Then Roy, until you can speak to me properly, step outside and I'll call you inside back." So HM was asking me, "So what are you planning on thinking? You going to go back to your class or you going to sit down here with me?" I said, "HM, I will go back because I still have the students. I wouldn't make one student make bad for the others." I then sat there. HM called me back into the office. She talking to him again. He started to get angry. Instead of the HM getting angry because he calling her girl, he started to get more angry more than the HM. He cursed the HM, he cursed me, and also the senior teacher, the sir that was in there. He told me that I talks too much and I like to carry children to the office and my mouth got a bust and he's going home for his uncle. The HM said, well, if you go for your uncle, we have to discard the region. He tell the HM said he gonna get somebody to deal with she too. The HM said, student, and he kept walking and he cussing and he kept, because while he's cussing, everybody's coming out of the classes, students, teachers, everybody getting out to come out. Everybody coming in the corridor, you walking and going out, says, I'm going for me, uncle, I don't think. So mind you, I still, I'm a teacher. I can't be cursing and doing those things. So I didn't follow up with him. I went to even I heard his mother talking about the scissors, or I had the scissors. Sir, we had a science project to finish. When they started cursing in my class, I was cutting out some little fishies to go into the pan for the science project. I wouldn't lie, yes, but I didn't threaten anybody.
So when you admitting that when you were in the office, you didn't have a scissors in your hand?
When I got into the office, the HM took it. So the HM took it and she said, I will keep this here just in case, any accident. Anyway.
So it wasn't your intent to be threatening with the scissors. That you had it in your hands while this whole episode started.
Yes. While he was jumping and trying to fight and all this, I didn't add the scissors or anything. I was just there standing, folding my hands. I was like, wow, what did I get myself into?
Alright, so you're at the HM's office. He is leaving, with all these threats, he's going for his uncle. Based on what you were saying, what happens next?
Oh, when he went and he said he's going for his uncle, I didn't think, because I'm a teacher, I'm an adult for him. I'm older than him, and I wouldn't let a student frighten me from my job, my personal job that I'm trying there to make something off of it. Mm-hmm. So I then went, because I still have a next grade 8 class, I have to do revision with them. I went to the next grade 8 class, I was teaching. The same senior teacher, he came to me, he said, he saw the uncle making a set of noise. He walked into the yard, say, make a noise. Where's the teacher there? He looking for the teacher.
This was about what time?
That was about, well, the incident occurred because I was checking time. Mm-hmm. The incident occurred 12:32. And he came in with his uncle. That was like 12:35, 38 times. Around that time. So it took like 6 minutes to go, because the uncle is not living far behind the school side, mm-hmm. to go and come back. So while in my class, I was peeping them. The uncle came there. He walked past my class. He was going to the next class. He looking for me still. So when I was told, when he went there and he...
So anybody can just come in the school and just...
To be honest, the security at the school there, it's like a Z. I wouldn't give them an A. From a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 3. I even told the HM about that.
I think you probably will be a little surprised by that anybody can just walk off the road and just come looking for students or teachers.
Exactly.
So the uncle is passing by.
The uncle passed by. He didn't see me in that class. He went to the other class and he looking. So when he went to the class, not too far from the HM office, because he had to pass. The HM called him. And she said, "Sir, why are you in school with this pants?" She didn't know he was the uncle at first. Mm-hmm. She was like, "Sir, why are you in this pants? Not dressed properly. There's a damaged jeans," because one of the pants was up and the other was down. This kind of gangster style of the guards, or whatever they call it. The HM said, "Sir, you're not properly dressed. What are you doing in the compound? We'll let you in the gate." He said he passed the guard. So she said, "But what are you doing here?" He said he came to see the teacher that sent his nephew home. Mind you, nobody sent him home. That child walked out of the compound even without a stamp. I said, Miss said to him, "Sir, you will have to leave. You have no important business to conduct with this teacher. You have no proper reason being here. You can leave now. Because if the region come in and they see you like this, they're going to quarrel on me."
This is the regional health officers. The regional education officers.
Mm-hmm. He left and he went home. I didn't think he went directly home. Maybe he was still in a car and a setting. But I have the end of term to finish with my students. So when I finished doing the revision now, I concluded my lesson. And I was going upstairs before going to the internet cafe. So while going, I have a friend at school, they're a teacher. She said, okay, as you're going over there to print your stuff, you can print my own at the set time. I said, okay. I walked over. I told the guard, I'm going over there. I'll be back.
School was still in session?
Yes, school was still in session. The guard said, okay. I said, the HM ordered that you lock the gate before. She said, no. I went to the internet cafe. I walked and I went over. I sat there for like an hour. The girl had finished printing my friend's stuff, and she was just about to hand me my stuff. My stuff was already in. She was going to staple it. When I was about to collect it, I felt somebody scramble my hands from the back. Both of my hands. Mind you, while I was in primary school, this hand had slipped out before while playing. So, it hurt a lot. But being a PE teacher, relaxing and doing a lot of exercises, you don't really think that much. But to a shock that somebody scrambling your hands, that is how it started thinking again. So I then sat there and I turned around. It was the uncle. I did nothing. The student walked in with the 4 other friends from the uncle. The uncle came back with his friends. I then...
4 other friends of the uncle or 4 other students?
The uncle friends. They weren't students.
Okay.
Big men. Now they started punching me to my face, slapping me and kicking me to my stomach.
Right there by the internet cafe?
Yes, right at the internet cafe. The girl who was there, is a teacher you're doing like that? And she's screaming and they still. So I'm trying there now to wriggle out, but remind you the hand still thing. So I'm trying to wiggle. I'm trying still and they cuffing me. So I'm leaning to block my stomach because I don't want anybody to hit me in my stomach.
It's so trying to protect yourself.
Yes, trying to protect my abdomen. While doing that now, I managed to wiggle out and I tried running. The uncle again scrambled me. The friend of the uncle, he picked up the scissors that was in the cafe there and she would use it to trim stuff. The said friends, he swung the scissors to my abdomen here. I kinched and the scissors sticked into my college t-shirt. After he thought the scissors bore me, so he ran. I picked out the scissors, I pulled it out. He fell to the floor. I could have bore him or something,
In effect, he was trying to stab you.
Yes. I picked up the scissors from my clothes.
He ran and fell down.
And it fell, yes. I could have done something, but thinking as a teacher, you think twice. I pelted the scissors into a room that is right in the cafe there where the printer is located.
So this cafe was in the cafe or on the outside?
In the cafe. While walking, trying to come out of there now again, the uncle, he picked up her. Now the nephew, they came there with the old stuff, the steel, the sticks and everything that they came there with to beat me. Because he was prepared. The uncle was like, the nephew was like, it wasn't intentional and all of these things. But looking at it, we can all see it's intentional. While I was coming out, uncle again scrambled me. He kept pulling this hand because I kept saying this hand hurting all the time. By my hand hurting, as I keep screaming, my hand hurting. He pulled his hand again. The nephew, he picked up the same steel that he came with. You can see the mark is still here. Where the bruises, one here. He hit me here. And to my back. Which areas I'm not going to expose because the news, I think one of the news page, they got photos of the lashes from my back also. I tried because the steel. So I fell, I got up, and I went back. There was a mop stick that was next to the door in the internet cafe. I picked up the mop stick. I won't lie, I picked up the mop stick. And I was like, don't come to me, I'm trying to defend myself. Y'all come to me, I'm going to lash one of y'all, I'm going to hit one of y'all. After doing that, I managed to think again because my face was all blooded and all this in my mouth was burst. Still, you can see a few stings still. I tried manage and I went into the school compound. Again, one of the teachers, she accompanied me upstairs because my back, I started feeling a lot of pain. She accompanied me upstairs and we went to the office. But mind you, before, when the student walked out of the office, that is early up in the day, the HM had called the station. They said that the patrol will be on its way. It will be there in 3 minutes time. That we don't fight, don't worry about anything. It's going to be okay. They assured us all would be okay. Again, when the incident happened, the teachers, they said, because I had a second GTU form, because the first one I destroyed, that is the one that I took and rubbed my face out, the clad off my face before the teachers took the photos, because my face was all more even air.
Was the student in question, was he part of the man who assaulted you?
Yes, he was one of them who threw the first punch. He was the one who took the steel and hit me and beat me to my back, also to my hand. While in the scuffle, they damaged one of my cell phone that is not coming on. It's there. I'm supposed to carry it back to the station to lodge, and the other one is here. That's why I told you I cannot come on a live thing to do any video broadcast because my front camera is not working. I can show you the back, it is coming on, but the front is not working. Anyway, while at the HM office, she called again. A male officer, he answered the phone. She said, sir, it has gone worse. The student and his uncle and his friends has assaulted the teacher.
Which station was this?
At Fort Wellington. He laughed. He said the patrol is out. And
the policeman laughed?
Yeah, he laughed. What kind of children and parents beating out teacher again? And he laughed and he said the patrol is out.
We know by now that the uncle and another person were passed through the courts. They're on $15,000 bail each. Then they go back to court in May, something to that effect. And you've gone back to school since. What has that been like?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not yet back in school. I'm on special leave. I was granted special leave by the CEO the said day of the incident. Was asked to stay home and relax and refresh myself to get back on track in school, because mind you, I'm still in college, studying, and it's going to be really hard on me. So, on the court day, we were all disappointed in the magistrate. Everybody was, starting to get pissed because how can you grant somebody $15,000 each for assaulting a teacher in his place of work, around students, tarnishing them, the parents out there, they're tarnishing the teacher's name to say that the teacher wrong and can't give a reason how the teacher wrong.
What do you want to see come out of this whole incident? You had this altercation with the student, his uncle, all of this stuff, and,
Well,
and their family too.
If I might cut you here,
Go ahead.
for me, I don't think there's a school or anybody will be wanting to teach a student like that, or will be teaching a student like that. I don't want him back in the school system because I don't want what happened to me to happen to any other person, or any colleague of mine. As of the uncle and friends, I want to make an example out of them. To set an example for me to be the last teacher that anybody ever go into any school or their workplace, the place of work, where it should be the second home for both students and teachers, to feel uncomfortable, unsafe, and unprotected. I really love teaching, and for this, I'm not going to run from career. People will be like, man, find some other thing to do, go soldier, go army, go somewhere else. I'm not running from my career. That's what I want them to know.